In the PropTech conference held on 18th April 2021, we spoke to Mr. J.D. Patil. Mr. Patil is the District Deputy Registrar for Cooperative Societies, Government of Maharashtra. We asked him, with respect to compliance of residential societies and condominiums, why do we have so many bylaws? How do we ensure that we do not miss out on these compliances? And really, what can go wrong when you're trying to choose a society management partner? And Mr. Patil said,
Thank you, Arun Raoji, and thanks all the participants, especially Indrani Malkani ma'am and then Thapar ma'am also. They have very rightly going in this discussion, and now there are some questions or some doubts regarding cooperative societies bylaws. I would like to say that there are cooperative societies in Mumbai also which are formed or which are established right before 1960s Act. There are housing societies formed in 1917 or 20s also. So cooperative society has got such a long history. What we see in Mumbai or metropolitans, most of us, we are staying at living in housing societies, and there are so many types of cooperatives. Under Cooperative Act, there are 9 major classifications, and besides that, there are about 45 to 50 sub-classification of cooperative societies, just like cooperative banks, district central cooperative bank, cooperative dairy cooperatives are there, then sugar cooperatives there. So for every type of society, if we have to follow the acts, see in the 1960s Act, major amendment has come in 2014, and thereafter for provision of any section or what are the provisions in the Act, how to implement them, for that rules are made, and these are common for all types of cooperative societies. But for particular type of society, we have framed bylaws. So bylaws are in consonance with the provisions of the Act, and I don't think the bylaws are so many bylaws are there. These are just like guidelines to be followed by these cooperative societies for a particular types of societies. Let's say our today's topic is of housing society, so we have to follow those bylaws. That's all. Secondly, recently 2 years before, considering large number of cooperative housing societies in Maharashtra, an amendment has been done in Cooperative Act, whereby housing chapter, especially a chapter for cooperative housing societies, is introduced in these cooperative acts, and according to that, all these cooperative housing societies have to follow or work. So bylaws are the guidelines which are approved by the Commissioner Cooperation, who is registered for state of Maharashtra, and these bylaws are binding upon these societies.
So what are some of the other authorities, Mr. Patil, which kind of govern condominiums and those sort of constitutions? We have other authorities, right, who kind of govern that.
Outside these cooperative housing societies, there is the Apartment Act 1970. Besides these condominiums, these are formed by these flat purchasers themselves, and for that authorities actually for any grievance or any dispute, you have to approach to the civil court. That is the only provision. That's why in Maharashtra, housing societies are so much popular. Actually, flat purchasers or members, at least in Maharashtra, they are well aware with the Cooperative Act and its provisions, and they have trust in this Cooperative Act. So they generally go for cooperative societies. I think in Mumbai hardly 20% or less than that there will be buildings where there are these other types of provisions like condominiums and apartments under Apartment Act. Even recently government has amended a section 16A and 16B, whereby these Apartment Act flat owners where to approach for any grievances or complaints. Considering this, government has amended these two sections where they have entrusted this work to the respective registrar, the deputy registrar or assistant registrar of that particular ward, where a member or flat owner of that apartment can approach regarding his some grievances, or even that apartment can approach over there. Generally, what has happened? Builder promoted buildings are there. There was up to some period there was perception that if we go for apartments or condominiums, then there won't be any binding regarding deemed conveyance. Major thing is that. But for deemed conveyance, district deputy registrar is entrusted or declared as a competent authority, and not only the cooperative housing societies, even apartments or condominiums or private companies, they can also approach to the competent authority for this deemed conveyance of the property in their name.
Since Mrs. Malkani spoke about Charles, could you just touch upon that most of these Charles in Mumbai, what is their structure? Are they also generally going in for cooperative housing society, or they are choosing other formulations?
Charles are these old structures actually, whereby the owner is somebody else. We say Pagdi type or like that, where for years or for generations, I can say for 2 or 3 generations, the families are staying over there in Charles, and owner is no more, or they are paying nominal rent to the owners. But these are the structures, Charles structures. But if they have to go for any of these like cooperative, farming cooperative society or that, then some of the Charles are there not even owned by some particular this thing. They are probably without OCs. Such buildings are there. You have to approach along with that necessary documents for this thing, registration of the society. But we face, or I know, there are so many problems. Title certificate is not there. OC, IOD, CC is not there. So such types of structures are there. But there are provisions if many of such structures are Charles, if they are in slum areas, the SRE is there, or BMC is there. So those buildings are to be redeveloped, then there are provisions under SRA and BMC Act. They are the authorities to look after such dwellings.
Thank you so much.